This is a Honda Stream car, and we're trying to figure out what is wrong with the headlight, because the headlight was not coming on. We have tested the fuse. We have done also a replacement of the bulb itself, and so we're going to go through and try to figure out exactly what might be the problem. So there are two other problems that could be. One, it could be the ballast, right, after we have checked the light, and also it could be the current in the wires. So what we're going to do is to go through and narrow down this as best as we possibly can. So to test the current, we're going to snap off the connector from the ballast itself. So once the headlight switches on, those connections, you have to test them. So make sure that the headlight is on in the car. So you take your multimeter, turn it on to DC, ensure it's on DC, and you should get a voltage of about 12 or close to 12. Here we are getting 11.9, which is great. That means current is reaching the light or reaching the ballast itself. So the bulb is good. So the next thing is to make sure we test the ballast now. So remove the ballast, remove these 3 screws, and we have obtained a used ballast from an old car. So we're going to remove the screws and test if this ballast is actually working. Oops. Alright, so the ballast is off now. You remove the rubber cap, and that rubber seal is to prevent water from going in, and you remove your connector. So now we have your 2 ballasts, right? And actually the ballast we got from another car actually look older than this one we're removing, but that doesn't indicate whether or not it's working or not. So we're going to try it regardless. If you do not have a next ballast, what you can do is remove the ballast from your next side of the car and try it into it. So you put back your connector in, make sure the rubber cap is also on, because that rubber cap will prevent water from going into the ballast. Once water gets in that ballast, that's pretty much it. So once you fit that securely, you're going to line it up properly with the screw holes, and there are only 3, so you're going to look at how it could fit in carefully. In fact, the connection part should be away from the tip and going in towards the body of the car. Alright, and you screw it on back to ensure it is well secured and fastened, because that will also help to prevent water from getting into it. So secure the rubber cap into that little small space at the back, and that is very important to make sure that the ballast is properly sitting in that space that is provided there. That's very important. Alright, so once you have done that, the next thing is put on back a connector. We're going to do a quick test right here to ensure that the light is actually working before we put it on back to the car. Right, so the switch is on now and light is coming through, which is great. And next thing I want to point out is that the 2 beams, the high beam and low beam, are in 2 different circuits. The ballast only control one of the beams. Alright, so this is good. So we can go ahead now and start to think about now to reassemble our thing. So the ballast was a problem, so let's put it back all together. This light, the rubber casing is broken, so we have to kind of secure this a kind of special way and to ensure that it is properly bolted onto the body of the car. Alright, so we'll have to make sure we put some extra screws in it somehow. Alright, so pass the screw for me. Alright, so once this is in, you line it up properly, make sure its space is there, and put on a covering and properly secure it, tighten everything properly. And importantly too, I want you to notice that you put all the wires properly. The one wire should be left, that wire that is hanging, it is important for the fog light. So once that is done now, you can go ahead and just set up, put the bumper back on, and we'll be alright. And this is good. So we'll test the fog light. The fog light is working. Right, everything is great, so we're done. And that's it.